folks, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a little impromptu fix on a friend's 2022 Ford Escape. She's got an issue where the door, I'll show you, the door here has an issue where this, I don't even know what you call this, a prop rod or whatever. Basically, it's what keeps, when you open your door, it's what keeps the door in the open position. Right here, there's 3 spot welds, factory spot welds that broke, okay? So what I need to do is get inside the door and either weld them back into place. Right now, it's not currently in the right spot. It's gotta be moved up a little. Or I'll have to pop some rivets in there. But the struggle getting in there is getting this mess out. It's actually not that hard to disconnect everything. So these just get like a quarter turn. And then let's see here, inside there's a couple tabs on, so this whole thing is actually the window regulator, okay, on like 2020 and up Escapes. This is the actual window regulator. The motor goes here, and right here, these rails here and here, there's plastic pieces inside that slide up and down there. And actually those are problematic as well. But anyway, I was having an issue finding out how to get this thing out. Like, I could get everything loose, but it just wasn't releasing at the top. Well, it's these 2 little guys, and I watched tons of YouTube videos and nobody mentioned anything about these until I found one obscure little video about a back one. But if you loosen these 2 nuts, they're behind these yellow stickers, peel those back, just loosen them, you don't have to take them off, and then this whole thing just drop loose, and then you can pull it out of there. So I'm going to get that out, and then I'm going to see what I've got going on behind here for those spot welds, and then I'm going to get to fixing that. All right, so here's what we got. This is the piece from inside the door that this is bolted to, okay? And you can see where all the spot welds just broke loose, and it's all the way around the perimeter, not just that one side. So this thing was able to just push in, and it was, this plastic bar was dragging on the door, on the sheet metal, gouging that all to hell. And I had to pull the seal back as well, so I could see everything. But you can see here, maybe right there, and there, and there, all the way around. So inside there, that's where that piece rests. So fun. Yeah, so I'm gonna get that cleaned up, and hopefully I can spot weld that back in place, and we can move on from here. All right, one other fun tidbit that this has caused. So this is the rail that the window slides up and down on. You can see there's been contact here from that bracket. So as when the door opens, it was coming in here, and she said it was making a terrible sound. Well, that was hitting here, and it's bent this rail all up. So that is why the window wouldn't roll down. You could get maybe a quarter of the way down with the window, and then it would stop. And this would be why. I don't know what I see what I can do with that, but my hopes are not high. All right, we've got her back together, and I opted to go with the rivets because, well, I've got them covered up now with the door seal, but the ones on this side, especially this bottom one here, there was some cracks around the hole. I don't know. This metal is so thin, I didn't really feel like messing around trying to weld to it and making things worse. So I opted for the big rivets, and these are what they call an exploding rivet. So you can see how it has those wings, okay? So they explode out in 3 little wings instead of just expanding the sleeve around the pin. These hold much better than a standard rivet. Not to mention the head on the front side's a lot larger too, so should hold a lot better, should be good. So now I'm just gonna put everything back together. First, I wanted to show you this guy here. So this is the back side of the window regulator. So this is the top of the door here, and these here snap to the bottom of the window. I'm just gonna drop stuff everywhere. So I don't know if we can see them here. Nope. But these, basically right here, these little clips, okay, right there, they snap into the holes in the bottom of the glass. Okay, so you can actually reach inside this through the speaker hole. You can reach in there and pull them away from the glass, and then they'll drop down. But you can't get this regulator out without loosening these two nuts first. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this back in, throw everything back together, and then hopefully we should have a functional unit. I did also bend this guy back into place here. This is for the front side of the window. It slides in this channel here, okay, where my finger's in. And before, it was trying to slip down between the sheet metal and the gasket instead of the between the gasket on both sides there. So it was all kinds of a mess. But basically what had happened, this, when it broke loose, it was hitting this, it bent it out of place, and everything was hosed after that. So I just kind of bent it back into place, and everything seems to be good now. But you can see how much this stuff flexes. I'm not even pulling on this that hard. This was super easy to bend back in place. This is not a rigid structure. So I think that's where a lot of their failures are coming from with the regulator. I mean, the door sheet metal is really flexible. The plastic itself is flexible. I mean, everything on the back side of the regulator. I didn't show you this, but flip this guy over. So you have a steel cable here, right? And that's what controls this thing. Slides up and down, and these cables move around these pulleys, but then they just ride on plastic. Okay, there's already grooves worn in there, and they grease it, but I mean, that's only going to do so much for so long. So all these contact points here, these are all going to wear through at some point. And just based on what I've seen on YouTube with these things, I would expect in the not so near future that these things are going to fail left and right. So just be wary of that. And just like that, she's all back together. So now this thing does its job. No creaky, crunchy, scrapey noises. And the window, well, I don't think it's exactly perfect. She does roll down. She rolls back up. She rolls up slow. I don't know if that's just the way these are, or if it's still a little tweak in that rail inside there. But everything works now, and they can have their vehicle back. Everybody's happy. Oh, and not completely hidden. These three, you can still see the rivets, but these other ones, I mean, those are basically hidden under the door seal there. So all in all, you know, not terrible. If you weren't looking for it, you probably wouldn't even notice it. So it's a good thing.